Okay, then. Gonna put down an island. Um, Do I have... Yeah, I do actually have 8, so I'm gonna spend 4 in order to cast the Aven Fogbringer. And, not turnover, sorry. Ahem.
Nah.
Draw arrow on this forest.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna spend another 4. I realistically can't do that though, because then you're gonna do the thing. So instead, I'm gonna spend 3 for the Cephalid Inkshrouder.
Okay.
And then I'm going to attack you with my I'm gonna attack you with my Scarpalexis.
Scarpalexis is attacking by himself. I take 1 damage. Let's see if you can smack me this time. Cards with the same name also include basic lands.
And I miss yet again. Oh well.
Damn.
Huh.
I guess I included too many cards with different names.
Okay,
you made this a close game, Mr. Gerda.
Yeah, I'm gonna end.
I'll give you that. You made this a close game. I'm going to use the Sylvan Safekeeper ability and sacrifice this Plains to give Thriss Shroud until end of turn. Now it's my turn. I get to untap 4 permanents. They are going to be this forest, Thriss, the Nantaku Tracer, and a Harvester Druid.
Okay.
Draw a card. Okay. I wonder if I could... No, because you have lots of blockers now. That's gonna suck. I'm not gonna lie. It's probably gonna suck. I might have to slow you down a bit. Can't attack, but I could still block. But they all have 1 toughness. So now I have to think of my self-interest now, because I only have 5 life points left, and you have 4 creatures. I'm gonna swing out again. In order to swing out, I'm going to exile this Plains from my graveyard. Attack you for 1, 3, and 8.
Alright, I'm going to have the Cephalid Inkshrouder block a Thriss, and then I'm going to have my Aven Fogbringer block the Nantaku Tracer, and the Aven Fogbringer block the Harvester Druid.
Okay, so blocks have been declared. Let's go to damage step.
Okay. Dead.
Alright, and I have lots of cards in my graveyard now. This is marvelous. Going to the second main phase. I have to confirm whether or not I don't think I put any lands into play this turn. Indeed, I did not. I did not put any lands into play this turn. So for my land play, I'm going to put down... And for my land play, I'm going to put down this forest. I mean, this plains.
Okay.
Which originally was a forest. I'm going to pay 2 to put Chainmail on Scalpalexis. It gets +2/+2, and it can't attack me anymore.
Okay.
And I will end my turn. Yeah, not now. You might as well just untap all your permanents. You have 11 cards in your graveyard.
Yeah. Alright, so... Alright, I am dead. Alright, I'm going to spend 3 to cast the Cephalid Constable. And then I'm going to spend 4 in order to cast the Wormframe Crab. Pick a permanent, Mr. Cloud.
Any permanent?
Any permanent.
Okay, I'm going to choose the Mist of Stagnation.
Alright, Mist of Stagnation is exiled. Okay, next I'm going to spend 2 in order to cast Quiet Speculation targeting Cloud, allowing me to look into your deck and send 3 copies of cards that have flashback into your graveyard.
Okay, so I have to show you my deck.
Yep.
Reveal Library to Gerdat.
Alright. What do we have in here that actually has flashback aside from Crush? Okay, so... Ray of Revelation. That's gonna be it, isn't it? Yeah, because yeah, that's well, no, that's threshold. So do. Yeah, all right. So Ray of Revelation.
Ray of Revelation is going into the graveyard because it has flashback.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to find it now. There it is. Boom, in my graveyard.
All right, and I will end.
All right, and now because the Mist of Stagnation is no longer on the board, I could just hit the untap button. Put down a forest and then tap 5 with the Harvester Druid. Mirari's Wake.
Meaning all of your white weenies are significantly better now.
But the Anorid Brushhopper still can't attack or block, so he's going to sit this
well,
one out.
You could make it able to attack or block.
I'm going to go into my combat step, and I'm going to swing
Got
out
exile
for...
one.
What? Oh, yes, I do. Okay, Ray, fucking... You know, that is really funny that right now the Ray of Revelation could just, simplify things. But I gotta smack you while I can, because now if any of these guys touch you, you lose the game. So yeah, I'm just gonna exile the Ray of Revelation so I can attack this turn. Swinging for 2, 4, 6, 12.
All right, I'm gonna have my Scarp Alexis block the Suntail Hawk, and Cephalid Constable block Thriss, and my Wormfang Crab block the Sylvan Safekeeper. I die to a Harvester Druid.
Dying of a two hit.
And also, my Constable is dead.
And my Suntail Hawk is dead.
So, this has been us attempting to explore Judgment. I hate playing mono blue. I'm really glad that I got to show off what this deck was going through while I was building it, but sadly I did not get to show off the actual win con of the deck, or rather the primary win con.
Well, I mean, I was going to ask you if you would, but you already declared that you're not having a totally awesome time playing with this deck, so I'm not going to ask you for an extra game this time.
Yeah. I want to be very clear about this. I like this archetype. I really do. I really wish that we had more archetypes that were, maybe not as bad as this, but, had similar theming to this, because the Wormfang archetype is really, really cool. They're really big critters, but they have some pretty significant downsides. But they also have some pretty significant upsides because of their stats and keywords. Wormfang Crab with actual good enchantment support is fucking amazing. Like, I honestly think that you could have run a copy of Wormfang Crab in your deck and had it be really goddamn nice with Mirari's Wake. But what I really wanted to do is resolve Spelljack just the once, and then for the game that we had that was a field take, I didn't get it, and then for both games here, I didn't draw into it. Ugh. I do like that this deck has got a mental note, keep watching, and specifically, I really like Scalp Alexis. Scalp Alexis is fucking great. I wanted to bring up that Quiet Speculation is the only fucking blue sorcery in the entire set, and it's objectively terrible for the archetype that mono blue ends up going into, because there's effectively two different archetypes for mono blue. You get the Wormfang archetype, or you get the Stall Mill, and they don't honestly work all that well together. Wormfang Crab is guaranteed to exile any of your bigger Stall cards. Wormfang Drake, despite being really nice, means that you can't actually have a decent creature presence on the board. Wormfang Newt slows you down so much that he's not actually worth playing. But like a lot of the other blue critters, the big problem with the rest of the goddamn set, as far as I can see, is that nothing has got more than one fucking toughness.
Yeah, you could. Funny that one toughness creatures are prone to dying, and this is a set that really forces players to keep an eye on how many cards are in their graveyard.
Yeah, because you got several cards. You got Threshold. You got Flashback for everyone else gets to use fucking Flashback. I'm really pissed that Flashback isn't actually all that important for blue, because I think aside from Defy Gravity, blue doesn't get any like Flashback stuff, do they?
I I think you got a point there. I'm just going to confirm that by doing a text search. Flashback. What really strikes me as crazy is that Quiet Speculation doesn't exile cards with flashback. It puts them in the graveyard.
Yeah.
I'm not
So
sure
Quiet
what the
Speculation
function-
doesn't work with either of work with either of the archetypes that Blue's going for in this set.
You know what I find
Meanwhile,
terribly
Selesnya
ironic?
is actually fucking viable in this set for a change, specifically because all the other colors have to effectively run mono and are grossly underpowered. We didn't get to show off any of the red or black stuff, but yeah, there's very little else that this set honestly wants to do. Mostly because I think this is supposed to be part of the Weatherlight stuff, and I don't know.
I did want to answer your previous query that Flash of Insight is the only other blue spell in this set that has flashback attached to it. And what I find terribly ironic is that the artwork for Flash of Insight very famously has a guy, smiling, saying, "Huh, why didn't I think of that?"
But that's another draw spell, and I wasn't suffering for draw thanks to a Keep Watch. Keep Watch is fucking amazing for the record, especially in a deck where I want my opponent to swing out all at once after paying for it grievously. Keep Watch is a card that I would like to see upgraded and brought into Standard, but I'm not mostly because you get to draw a card for each attacking creature regardless of who controls those attacking creatures. So you can use it as a combat trick as well. It's very nice.
Well, Serene Sunset, like in a Simic build variant, would also have been an interesting combination. Like, let's say you had 6 mana on the table, pay 2 for the X cost on Serene Sunset, target X creatures cannot deal damage this turn, and then you draw 1 card for each of those neutered creatures.
Yeah.
Expensive, but still,
expensive,
there's
definitely.
something
But
there.
If you're looking for the draw power, Blue's got the draw power here, but it's effectively on like 2 fucking cards. Mental Note is great, yes, but it's pretty much only useful for this archetype. I really wanted you to actually resolve Crush of Worms or even get its flashback out, and it looks like your deck could very well have actually gotten the flashback on it had I not kept bouncing your lands.
Bouncing lands, motivating me to not tap for activated abilities or cast spells. Yeah, I could see, some interference.
My big question is, how do you
resolving
plan to
Crush
get
Worms.
Brawn and Valor into the graveyard?
Well, I mean, I am running the Brush Hopper. I mean, I can just discard Brawn and Valor with the Brush Hopper if they're in my hand, and I am running a couple Brush Hoppers in this deck.
Ooh, Sperm Mage Advocate is nice.
So, I mean, I realized, discarding cards is a way to get cards in the graveyard to get my threshold off. Sacrificing permanents is a way to is a way for me to get my Hunting Grounds threshold, which is a fucking ridiculous threshold, by the way, which might explain why this card never saw the light of day after this set.
Also, I've pretty much made sure that you did not ever have a threshold for in this deck, but the black matchup you probably would have gotten threshold relatively simply because I think they've got a bunch of discard options.
I mean, you probably pick the best opponent. You held an army of creatures at bay by my desire to not be locked up every single turn, and it went for a while. You brought it down to a 5-point game. I just think like this is going back to a time in Magic when like getting overpowered cards or getting overpowered decks was running rampant. The guys in the drawing board, they had to decide what's the best way to balance these cards. So this was back during a time when playing a card that looks good on the surface actually has, diabolical consequences for the caster.
You actually have a critter that's just got protection from creatures on it. God damn.
Yeah, protection from creatures also is a thing that should have, been used sparingly throughout Magic's history, because protection from creatures is a really fucking powerful ability, and
Yeah.
you should look out for cards that give or have protection from creatures.
All right, so this has been us attempting to explore Judgment. I don't like how pushed Selesnya is, although I'm pretty sure it was pushed that way on purpose. And the really big things from this set that I actually like are these incarnations. These incarnations are great. I know I got to show off what Wonder does a little bit, but Brawn and Valor are also really good. The one that's absolute shit is fucking what is it? Filth? Yeah, it's Filth, because your creatures get Swamp Walk.
Whoa, Swamp Walk. Well, not in this arena, because we don't typically share colors during these explorations. We couldn't show you how good creatures you control have Swamp Walk have. I mean, fuck, there are probably some winning decks out there that don't even fucking run swamps, and they run black.
Yeah. All right,
Give it
so
fucking
this has been
non-basic
us
land
exploring
walk.
Judgment.
Give
What
it
do you
basic
think of the set
land
overall,
walk.
Mr. Cloud?
I enjoyed, like, the artwork. I thought that it was appropriate to view an earlier set that was in the middle of the transition between this card is unreasonable and I don't understand what it does, versus nowadays when, exile keywords truncating with understanding from outside, not having the card explain to you what it means. It was a simpler time in Magic. They didn't go to the finalized template for how cards look, where looks like, Dungeons and Dragons fare from the 90s. And I am proud to have picked this set.
Brawn is a very angry elephant.
Very angry.
All right, everyone. Be safe.
Bye-bye, everybody.